The tree arm no wall. It gave, it protected, it healed. It was their savior until one day it began to cry. Not water, blood. What would make an ancient tree cry blood? What kind of tree was it? And why are the villagers afraid? Welcome to Ancestral Tale. This is the crying tree. Long ago, in the heart of Igbo land, was a sacred village called Umuagbara, the children of the spirit realm. This was no ordinary village. It was a place where the ancestors walked with the living, and the voices of the gods would still be heard in the rustling leaves and flowing stream. At the very center of Umuagbara stood a massive ancient tree. No one knew when it first grew or who planted it. The elders said it has been there since the first sunrise, before any man or woman ever drew breath. Its roots ran deep into the belly of the earth, touching the womb of Allah, the earth's mother. Its branches reaches towards the heaven, pierces by Amadioha's thunder. It was called Osisindu, the tree of life. The tree was more than bark and leaves, so it was alive. It was a mother to these people. If a woman was barren, she would go to the tree, kneel, and press her forehead to its trunk. After her tears soaked the soil, she would soon find her belly blessed. If a traveler was thirsty, he needed only to place his hand in a small hole in the trunk. Sweet, clear water would pour out as if from the mouth of a stream. If there was danger, the tree would whisper warning through the wind. When what threatened, it grows taller overnight, stretching wide like a mother's embrace, hiding the entire village beneath its west canopy. Enemy will walk in circles, confused, unable to find Umuagbara. The people built shrine around the tree. They sang to it, danced under it during new moon and full moon, and offer kola nuts, palm wine, and yam in gratitude. Osisindu was not a tree, it was the heart of the village. Years pass, and Umuagbara thrives. The market overflow with food, goats multiplies, and rain came exactly when it was needed. No sickness, no hunger, no sorrows. Children grew up hearing tales of the tree's power, but as new generation rose, doubt crept in. The old ways began to feel ancient. Whispers started. Why do we still bow before a tree? Can a tree protect us in this modern world? We need space to build. This tree is in our way. So while they start, the elders warned them, you do not cut down your mother. But the younger ones, filled with ambition, ignored the warnings. They saw not power, only wood, land, and superstitions. Then one fateful day, a young man named Obika, newly returned from the city, called for a village meeting. Dressed in polished clothes, speaking English mixed with Igbo, he stood tall and proud before the people and said, brothers and sisters, The world is changing. Let us build a council all on this sacred ground. We must move forward. This tree, this monument of the past must fail and fall. Gaps filled the air. The elders shook their head. One woman began to cry. Obika, please don't do this. The Dibia, the oldest steer in the village, called out, Obika, do not awaken what you do not understand. But the seed of pride had been planted, and by the next week, the axe was raised. As the first strike hit the tree, the sky darkened. The bird flew away. Goats stopped eating. The ground trembled slightly beneath their feet. Still, they continue. The second strike, a crack formed in the truck. Then water poured out, cold, fresh, endless. It gushed like a fountain from the heart of the tree. Stop! The tree is crying! Someone shouted. But Obika only smiled. It's just water, a trick. Continue. The axe was raised a third time. When it struck, blood came out. Not red sap, not dye, but blood, warm and thick, flowing down the back like a wounded being. Everyone froze, even Obika. Then a sound rose from the roots, a deep, low wail. It was not from the tree, it was the voice of the land itself. You have touched the sacred, the wind seems to say. From the day the sacred tree blew, the village of Umuagbara was never the same again. Villagers run in all directions, their hearts pounding, their mouths dry with fears. Even Obika, the bold young man who swung the axe, stood frozen, staring at the blood seeping from the tree, thick, red and warm blood. The axe dropped from his hand. For a moment, the wall held its breath. That night, not a single bird single, the wind all low, cycling the village like a spirit seeking revenge. Inside their mud houses, children whisper, mothers clutches their babies tight. The elders did not sleep, they prayed to the ancestors and to Allah, the earth mother. But the spirit had already heard the cry of the tree and they were angry. At dawn, the first punishment came. Scream around through the air. The yam barn was on fire, not just one, all of them. But this was no ordinary fire. It began from the middle of the field and burned outward. No matches, no firewood, no torch, no hands, just flame rising from the soil. The people ran, trying to fight it. They poured water, but the water laughed. And above the smoke, someone saw a face. Yes, sir. A face, a woman's face, crying, watching. The same face once seen carved onto the back of the sacred tree. Then rain stopped. The cloud came, but no rain fell. The river shrank, the well dried. The hollow in the tree that once gave water was now sealed, dry, dead. Hey. Women became barren. Crops refused to grow. Even the goats stopped mating. The land itself had turned its back. In desperation, the people turned to Neka, the priestess of Allah. At the earth shrine, she stood barefoot, draped in white, ash and chalk, across her body like a sacred marking. She danced, she chanted, she poured palm wine into the ground, and then she fell. Her eyes rolled back, yo. Her body trembled. And when she spoke, it was not her voice. You have wounded me. You have shed the blood of the mother. You cut down your protection. Now you are exposed. Let the one who rise the axe suffer first. Before anyone could speak, a terrible cry came from Obika's compound. They rushed there and found him screaming, shaking, foaming at the mouth, his skin covered in boil. He begged for water. They brought water, but even boil turned to blood before it reaches his lips. And that was when they all knew that the spirits were not just angry, the spirits were wounded. That night, not one person slept, because every single villager had the same dream. They stood in a vast clearing. Before them stood a woman in white. Her skin shimmered like moonlight. On her forehead, the ancient holy mark of power. Her voice echoed in their bones. I was the root beneath your feet. I was the womb of your land. I gave you peace and you destroy me. This is serious, so. And then she began to fade. Behind her, the ground cracked, the sky darkened, and a wind swallowed the whole place. Each villager woke up screaming. Screaming and shaking. Hey. On the seventh day, the old seer, Dibia Okonkwo, returned from the forest. His bread was thick with red clay. His eyes were clothed like smoke. He spoke only once. The tree spirit had spoken. She is not dead, but she is living. And when she goes, everything we once were will go with her. And so, Umuagbara stood at the edge of a great silence. A silence not of peace, but of punishment. The tree of life had been wounded, and the land itself was bleeding. Umuagbara is in trouble. The sun refused to shine the way it used to. Even the birds no longer flew over the place where the sacred tree once stood. It has only been weeks since the tree of life was wounded, but already the village was crumbling. The crops were dust, the rivers dry, Obikalai dying, and the people had run out of answers. And then, on the night of the dark moon, she came. Hey, it was midnight. The stars blinked, one by one, as if hiding their faces. The village square, once filled with laughter and market song, now lay in silence. Then, out of the shadow, a woman appeared. Tall, barefoot, draped in white, flowing, her skin glowed faintly like the moon behind cloud. Her eyes, ancient. She walked slowly to the center of the village, to the very spot where the tree had once stood. No one saw her arrive, but everyone saw her standing there. One by one, doors cracked open. Fathers, mothers, children all came out with shaking hands, falling to their knees. It was her, the spirit of the tree. She lifted her hand. The wind froze. The firefly still in the air. The earth listened. And then she spoke. I was the breath in your soil, the blood in your fruits, the mother who asks for nothing but reverence. I gave you children. I gave you protection. and in return, you cut me down. She looked at them all, not with hatred, but with a deep, painful disappointment. Wow. The people cried out, "Forgive us, Mother, we were blind, we did not know." The elders pour water where the roots used to be. The women sang old songs. The children offer kola nuts and broken toys. The priests burn incense and beg the ancestors to speak on their behalf. But the woman only shook her head. Your prayers are sweet, but they came too late. The wound run deep. I cannot stay. I am the soul of this land, and now I must return to the deep places. Then she began to fade. First her feet, then her hands, then her face, still washing them as if it blurred like mist. The villagers screamed. They ran to her, tried to hold her, but their hands passed through her body like smoke. And as she vanished into the night, her final words echo.
But you are lost. You may never find again.
Then silence. Only the cracking of dying firelight. Only the weeping of those who finally understood what they had done. The next morning, a boy no older than 10 returned to the place where the tree once stood. He poured a bowl of water on the soil. He whispered, "Please, Mother, come back." Nothing happened, but he stayed there singing, just one child remembering. The tree spirit was gone. Umuagbara was silent. The ground where the sacred tree once stood was now cold, cracked, and empty. The people mourned, but mourning does not bring back the dead. The rain had stopped. The harvests were gone. Even the elders, once strong and wise, now wander like strangers in their own land. All seem lost until one child's song woke the ancestors. Each morning, the little boy Kenechi returned to the place where the tree once stood. He would pour water into the dry soil. He would sing. He would speak as if someone still listened. "Mama tree, I remember you. Please forgive us. I am sorry. I still believe in you." Every day he would go there and do the same thing. Every day, and then on the 7th day, something moved. As Kenechi sang, a wind cycled the base of the old stone. The arches parted from beneath the earth. A single green spot broke through. Thin, delicate, but alive. The villagers gathered. They stared. They knew. And for the first time in many days, there was hope. The elders called for the Dibia Okonkwo, the ancient seer. He arrived with feathers in his hair and fire in his eyes. He stared at his plot, touched the soil, and then he spoke. "This is her, not fully gone, but reborn. You have one chance, one only. If you wish for the spirits to stay, a sacrifice must be made." The people were afraid. What kind of sacrifice? We'll do anything, they asked. Okonkwo's voice was quiet but heavy. Not blood, not animal. You must give up the very thing you value most to heal the wound you made. One by one, they step forward. A woman offered her only gold anklet. A hunter brought his father's carved spear. A girl gave up her voice, vowing not to sing again until the tree fully returned. And then Kelechi stepped forward. He held a small gun in his hand. "This is the last water from the old hollow," he said. "I kept it the day they cut the tree. I have been saving it in case she came back." He poured it into the roots. The earth drank deeply. The wind still. And then a light burst from the ground, a warm glowing golden light, like sunrise and sunset mixed together. It rose and danced in the air. The village fell to their knees. The spirits returned, not as a woman this time, but as a massive blooming tree rising high into the sky in seconds. Her branches spread wide, shading the entire village. Leaves shimmer with dew. Fruit blossom instantly. The river returned. The rain fell. The womb opened and goats danced again. Umuagbara had been reborn, but the lesson would never be forgotten. A shrine was built around the tree. Songs were composed to honor her. No axe returned or ever touched her back again. And Kelechi, the little boy who remembered, he became the first guardian of the new sacred tree. Some say the tree still stands today, somewhere deep in Igbo land. Not just a tree, but a living memory, a reminder of what is lost when we forget to honor what gives us life. Not every silence is weakness. Some roots only rise when they are wounded. And so, remember, it is not only fire that burns. Forgetfulness can turn a village to ashes. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and turn on the notification bell so the next tale finds you before the spirit whisper it away. And share this story so the wisdom of the ancestors is never buried. This is Ife Ancestral Tale. Till next time, stay rooted, stay guided, be blessed.